Every time you react, they win. Every time you stay calm, they lose direction. You don't need to yell. You don't need to argue. You don't even need to cut them off. Because toxic people don't feed on your presence, they feed on your reaction. The real power isn't in fighting back. It's in becoming so calm, so centered, that no storm can reach you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." Today, we're not talking about surviving toxic people. We're talking about becoming untouchable, not by closing the door on them, but by closing the gate to your mind. Let's begin. Here's a hard truth most people avoid. Toxic people are not your biggest problem. Your reaction to them is. You can leave your job, cut off that friend, move to a new city, even go no contact with someone in your own family. But here's what no one tells you. You can't run from what you haven't mastered. You can change your environment 10 times. But if your emotional immune system is still weak, someone new will trigger you the same way. That's where most people stay stuck. Thinking external change will fix an internal weakness. Epictetus said it best. It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. Toxic people only have as much power as you give them. Their real weapon isn't their voice, it's your reaction to their voice. They win not because they are stronger, but because you haven't yet trained yourself to be mentally stronger. A real-world example. Let's say you have a colleague, we'll call her Corinne. In every meeting, she takes subtle jabs at you. She makes comments like, "Well, some of us double-check the reports." You know it's about you. You feel it in your gut. Your chest tightens. You want to snap back. You want to prove something. But here's the shift. You don't. You breathe. You look her in the eye, not with anger but with stillness. You keep your voice level, your body relaxed. You continue speaking with clarity and focus. That's not weakness. That's mastery. That's emotional intelligence in action. That's Stoicism. And what happens next? She escalates. She jabs harder. She starts raising her voice. Why? Because your calmness exposes her chaos. People like Corinne don't want truth. They want attention. And when you stop being reactive, you stop being her audience. Why this matters? Most people live like emotional puppets, tied to the strings of anyone who knows how to push the right button. One sarcastic comment ruins their entire day. One toxic text triggers hours of overthinking. One manipulative guilt trip makes them question their self-worth. But the Stoics taught something radical. No one can control your mind unless you hand them the keys. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to defend your character. You don't need to win the argument. What you do need is discipline to stay calm in the face of provocation. Discipline to choose peace over petty fights. Discipline to protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does. The takeaway. The smartest way to deal with toxic people isn't to fight them. It's to starve them of your attention, your emotions, your energy. They survive on your reactions. They thrive in your overthinking. They manipulate through your need for validation. Cut the supply and they vanish. Mental strength isn't loud. It's silent. It's the ability to stay still in a room full of noise. It's the ability to let someone's chaos pass through you without leaving a scratch. You don't need to change them. You just need to change how much access they have to you. And that begins with your response, or the lack of it. Because the moment you stop reacting, you stop bleeding power. And that's when you become dangerous, in the best possible way. Let's get something clear. Toxic people are not powerful. They don't have some secret weapon. They're not strategic masterminds. They don't possess anything new except one thing: practice. They've spent their entire lives perfecting the art of emotional manipulation. They've learned what tones create guilt, what silences provoke anxiety, what buttons trigger insecurity. They don't even need to think about it. It's instinctual. It's muscle memory. You're just reacting, not because you're weak, but because you're untrained. So now you know the truth. You were never overreacting. You were just surrounded by people who trained you to doubt your instincts, because your silence made them nervous and your peace made them powerless. But let me ask you something and be honest. Backhand index pointing right, whose voice are you still reacting to in your mind? Not out loud, but in your overthinking, your spiraling, your self-doubt. You already know who it is. You already know what they said. And you already know it's time to cut the cord, not out of hate, but out of self-respect. So here's your moment. Not for me, for you. Backhand index pointing down, drop a comment. Wow. Tease one reaction you're done giving away. Is it your anger, your explanations, your energy, your silence? You don't have to name names, but you do have to name the pattern. That's how you stop bleeding power. That's how you become untouchable. I'll be in the comments, not looking for noise, but watching for those who are finally done being puppets and ready to pull their own strings. Let's see if that includes you.